So, hey everybody, and today I have a battle in a premium, well, gift aircraft, so say, because you actually have to research modifications, even though it has the golden-ish tint to it that signifies that any random plane would be a premium, such as something like the P-47M RE1. So, anyways, the aircraft, what is it? Well, it is... I don't really have any words to describe it. It's an aircraft that can do a lot of things pretty well, except for climb and go fast. But its energy retention is bad. That, you'd think it would make for a very bad aircraft, but in reality, it is very good if you know how to use it. Because in about the battle actually right before this that I flew in it, I got 3 kills turn fighting with an I-16, a Yak-1, and a MiG-334, which is basically unheard of if you're flying something like a Typhoon or a P-40, which is what we have a lot of on our team. And boy, is this game going to be interesting. You'll see what I mean when it gets there. So, the D.521, it has a top speed of around 355 miles per hour. It has one Hispano 404 cannon, 20mm, mounted in the nose with 60 rounds, and it has 4 7.5mm Mac 1934 machine guns with 675 rounds each. And you'd think, like, oh, 7.5mm machine guns? Those are even worse than the British. Those must suck. Yeah, they do not suck. They are really good at times. They're very good at taking off wings, because the incendiary tracer shells, they go into the wings and they bust things up. So, I've actually noticed that the 20mm tends to spark, but the 7.5s, they can actually do things against fighters. You should actually save the 20mm for bombers, because they are able to absorb a lot more 7.5mm than fighters are, but that's just because they're in a large structure. So, anyways, this is a battle that's, low tier, about 2.7, and you don't really ever have to climb in those. I accidentally put my gear down. You don't ever have to climb in those unless there are experienced players on enemy teams that climb really high in yaks and such, but this is actually my favorite map to play low tier. So, anyways, you know the routine. We just have to climb, and then I will be back once we're done climbing, and it's pretty funny. Okay, so we have finished climbing to a little more than 10,000 feet, 12,000 feet to be exact, and there are 2 MiG-3s around the area. I was about to say MiG-15s, that would be bad. So basically, the MiGs, they look like they're going for the Sunderland. Boy, is the Sunderland, like, he has guts. He just turns around and starts doing things with the MiGs. And, yeah, so I was deciding which MiG to attack, because I actually had noticed that there was a Yak-1. Yeah, that's the Yak-1 that I'm worried about. He has an altitude advantage, and this plane is not extremely fast. So I see one MiG is diving, so I decide to go ahead and kill the MiG that's higher up, because, you always gotta prioritize. And typically, higher up means more valuable. And then I just pop onto a 6, and good burst destroys his aircraft. And now the Yak-1 is gaining on me, so my mindset was bait him to the Sunderland. Maybe something will happen. And I do believe that he breaks off. And oh boy, what the heck is going on here? It's a SB2, I'm just gun-shipping a Sunderland. How I love lower tiers. It's just so crazy like this a lot of the times. I mean, it's just basically a fight for survival between bombers and everything like that. Just look at that. The SB-2, it's a bomber with no offensive guns, and it's trying to attack a Sunderland. But I just attack him, and here we go. I'm using my cannons some more. There we go. And I have 4 cannon shots, and even more importantly, a Yak 1 on my tail. So I do what I like to do a lot. I just put the plane into a whole bunch of rolls, and then it typically works out. There is a Yak 1 that just completely overshot and missed, so I decided to force him to pull off of me, which is this aircraft does a good job doing that. But I couldn't get guns on target, unfortunately, and I decided to go ahead and attack the I-153. So there is a Spitfire, and oh boy, is that a P-40 that landed on the runway. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that that runway is actually just there for objective purposes. And I was just really hoping that that was just a weird bug, that the P-40 was going really slow, but nope, he's on the ground. And here is an I-153. And the F4F does something that I don't want him to do. He starts turning towards me, which basically attracts attention of the I-153, when in reality I wanted him to turn away from me. But yep, I-153 decides to break off of the F4F, and yeah, this is when he decides to break off. He sees me, he's just like, oh, why not? And he starts to get behind me, but being a biplane, that biplane is extremely slow. Even this can outrun it. And I see that he's gone back for some more. Oh boy, what's going on? Is that a Sunderland? Yep. That Sunderland is... yeah, he's strafing the I-153. You see, this is the fun about low tiers. You just get random things that happen. Like, from SB-2Ms attacking Sunderlands, or the same Sunderland going ahead and getting vengeance on the Russian team, or just crashes, which there are a lot of in this video. And also noobs landing on runways that they think is supposed to be something that's going to help them. So, here we go, and that's a critical hit. These 7.5s are good at critting things. Now, I thought he was dead right there, but apparently he wasn't. So he pulls up and he does a little vertical half turn, since his his aileron is completely busted up. I believe I hit his right aileron, so he can't really turn that well, even though he is still probably more maneuverable than me. And then I decide to just go back in, you know, secure the kill, make sure that he doesn't escape or anything like that, and then clean off. There goes the wing. Now, the I-153 somehow survives the impact and just messes with me a little bit, because it's... so I'm on my tactical map like, wait, is there a plane there? Because when a plane is shot down, it just still is red on the ground, even though it goes into that blackish sort of color that it signifies being shot down. But then sometimes there's a weird bug that after it's shot down it's black for a while, but then if it goes like really far away, then it turns back into red. I don't even know. And I tell the Sunderland not to land there, and yeah, he doesn't land there at all. Instead, he crashes or something. I have no idea. I think he was trying to go underneath the bridge, and that's not going to happen. And the MiG that is going to be a lot of trouble is awarded the kill. So, anyways, it's quite a while until any more action actually shows up, and I will just go ahead and skip forward to that. And yep, the MiG just got credited for the kill because the Sunderland tried to do something weird. So I'll just resume the play when it gets back to something remotely interesting, because somebody was coming over to my house, so I had to get this done. I didn't expect it to be a 40-minute long mission. So, yeah, as you saw, it's only 13 minutes in. A lot of hunting, and what the heck is that PVY doing? See, I have no idea what half of these people are doing. And then, yeah, let's see, does the PVY crash just then? I do know that he crashes. And I'm just looking at all of this stuff. Yep, that's where he crashed. Oh, is that another crash? Oh boy. That's a typhoon this time. And I'm just trying to see if I can keep on going because I still have 1733 machine gun bullets, and my engine is not hit or anything at all, so I decide to go back and, yep, there's the MiG. I tell Broseph Stalin to kind of take him down to a lower altitude, and that, let's see. So let's just watch and learn as he tries to go into the vertical and get the MiG-3. So that doesn't really do anything effective. This is when I message him to bring him down low, because obviously if you have an altitude advantage and you're a fairly competent pilot, as long as you're not flying something like a huge bomber, then you can usually shoot them down as long as you have ammo too. But anyways, this dude starts diving down. He's engaging the P-40. You know, nothing really critical has happened. Nobody's hit anyone yet. MiG's just going around, and then the P-40, it goes into the ground. So it's still flying around, but that's very short-lived. And then I'm just checking back to see if we have any more aircraft, and yep, that's that. And then this aircraft is not fast at all, so there's no point in chasing him. And then, yeah, he blames ping. I don't know if it really was ping or G-lock, but anyways, it's quite a while until the next part. So, yep, I'll talk to you guys then. Okay, so we are just, I just said, a little boring, just flying around and doing nothing, isn't it? So he just asked me where I am. I say the most general thing ever by flying around. And I ask him whether he's in the MiG-315 and the MiG-315 BK. The only difference is the BK has 2 extra 50 caliber machine guns. And then he tells me what coordinate he's in. And yeah, that's where he tells me what MiG he is. And then he asked what altitude, I asked what altitude he is. And he replies, I'm just waiting for it. Come on, anytime. So, he replies with 3,500, and I ask him feet or meters, and he answers with meters, which he will say in like a little bit. And then I find a problem. I'm using the chart for feet instead, so I go to options. I change the altitude measurement from feet to meters, and then I realize I'm more than half of his height, and this dude actually wasn't lying. So I don't know if he got like scared or anything when he saw that I was above him, but I know I didn't actually spot him until a fair time, like a little while. At first I don't even spot his you know how it pops up when something's red. I just spot the silhouette of his aircraft, and knowing that see, there it is, just appeared. And now I know that I need to go attack him, because the people that were coming to go to my house literally just walked in the door. So I see him, he sees me, he kind of turns, and yeah, I can't really get the guns on target that much, but he is at he didn't just die from 7,000 meters. He is at a lower speed, so he decides to go ahead, turn, and then I'm turning with them, obviously. This thing's, see what I mean, this thing's pretty good at maneuvering. But he does kind of like a little series of rolls and whatnot. And then I'm running low on cannon ammo. Yep, there is the 7.5 that took off his wing. See, I'm telling you, they are good. Some people say, oh no, 7.5's smallest caliber in the game, worst gun in the game. Yeah, no, they aren't. If anything, I'd have to say like German 7.92s are, because their omnipurpose doesn't really do anything, and jeez, tracers are horrible. I'm using tracer rounds for this, which are actually really useful, because, you know, they're armor-piercing, I mean, not armor-piercing, they're incendiary tracer shells. Not like the friggin' American M20 incendiary tracer shells, but anyways, this is all I got. I mean, it's crazy. So, I will see you all later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to share with your friends. Have a good day.